The Namibian Constitution, narrated by Applewhite. Chapter 5. The President, Part 3. Article 32. Functions, Powers, and Duties. 1. As the head of state, the President shall uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution as the supreme law, and shall perform with dignity and leadership all acts necessary, expedient, reasonable, and incidental to the discharge of the executive functions of the government, subject to the overriding terms of this Constitution and the laws of Namibia, which he or she is constitutionally obliged to protect, to administer, and to execute. 2. In accordance with the responsibility of the executive branch of government to the legislative branch, the President and the Cabinet shall each year, during the consideration of the official budget, attend Parliament. During such session, the President shall address Parliament on the state of the nation and on the future policies of the government, shall report on the policies of the previous year, and shall be available to respond to questions. 3. Without derogating from the generality of the functions and powers contemplated by Subarticle 1 hereof, the President shall preside over meetings of the Cabinet, and shall have the power, subject to this Constitution, to a. Dissolve the National Assembly by proclamation in the circumstances provided for in Article 57(1) hereof. B. Determine the times for the holding of special sessions of the National Assembly, and to prorogue such sessions. C. Accredit, receive, and recognize ambassadors, and to appoint ambassadors, plenipotentiaries, diplomatic representatives, and other diplomatic officers, consuls, and consular officers. D. Pardon or reprieve offenders, either unconditionally or subject to such conditions as the President may deem fit. E. Negotiate and sign international agreements, and to delegate such power. F. Declare martial law, or, if it is necessary for the defense of the nation, declare that a state of national defense exists, provided that this power shall be exercised subject to the terms of Article 26(7) hereof. G. Establish and dissolve such government departments and ministries as the President may at any time consider to be necessary or expedient for the good government of Namibia. H. Confer such honors as the President considers appropriate on citizens, residents, and friends of Namibia in consultation with interested and relevant persons and institutions. I. Appoint the following persons: A. The Vice President, B. the Prime Minister, C. the Deputy Prime Minister, D. Ministers and Deputy Ministers, E. the Attorney General, F. the Director General of Planning, G. the Head of the Intelligence Service, H. any other person or persons who are required by any other provision of this Constitution or any other law to be appointed by the President. Open bracket. Subarticle 3I is substituted by the Namibian Constitution 3rd Amendment Act 8 of 2014, close bracket. 3A. In the appointment of the Vice President, the President shall have due regard for the need to obtain a balanced reflection of the national character of the people of Namibia. Open bracket. Subarticle 3A is inserted by the Namibian Constitution 3rd Amendment Act 8 of 2014, close bracket. 4. The President shall also have the power, subject to this Constitution, to appoint A. on the recommendation of the Judicial Service Commission, A. the Chief Justice, the Judge President of the High Court, and other judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court, B. the Ombudsman, C. the Prosecutor General, B. on the recommendation of the Public Service Commission, A. the Auditor General, B. the Governor and the Deputy Governors of the Central Bank. open bracket. Subarticle 4B(b) is amended by the Namibian Constitution, 3rd Amendment, Act 8 of 2014, close bracket. C. On the recommendation of the Security Commission, AA. The Chief of the Defense Force, BB. The Inspector General of Police, CC. The Commissioner General of Correctional Service, open bracket. Subarticle 4C(cc) is amended by the Namibian Constitution, 2nd Amendment, Act 7 of 2010, close bracket. 5. Subject to the provisions of this Constitution dealing with the signing of any laws passed by Parliament and the promulgation and publication of such laws in the Gazette, the President shall have the power to a. Sign and promulgate any proclamation which by law he or she is entitled to proclaim as President. B. Initiate, insofar as he or she considers it necessary and expedient, laws for submission to and consideration by the National Assembly. C. Appoint as members of the National Assembly, but without any vote therein, not more than 8 persons by virtue of their special expertise, status, skill, or experience. Open bracket. Subarticle 5C is amended by Namibian Constitution, 3rd Amendment, Act 8 of 2014, close bracket. 6. Subject to the provisions of this Constitution or any other law, any person appointed by the President pursuant to the powers vested in him or her by this Constitution or any other law may be removed by the President by the same process through which such person was appointed. 7. Subject to the provisions of this Constitution and of any other law of application in this matter, the President may, in consultation with the Cabinet and on the recommendation of Public Service Commission, a. Constitute any office in the public service of Namibia not otherwise provided for by any other law. B. Appoint any person to such office. C. Determine the tenure of any person so appointed, as well as the terms and conditions of his or her service. 8. All appointments made and actions taken under subarticles 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 hereof shall be announced by the President by proclamation in the Gazette. 9. Subject to the provisions of this Constitution, and save where this Constitution otherwise provides, any action taken by the President pursuant to any power vested in the President by the terms of this article shall be capable of being reviewed, reversed, or corrected on such terms as are deemed expedient and proper, should there be a resolution proposed by at least 1/3 of all the members of the National Assembly and passed by a 2/3 majority of all the members of the National Assembly, disapproving any such action and resolving to review, reverse, or correct it. 10. Notwithstanding the review, reversal, or correction of any action in terms of subarticle 9 hereof, all actions performed pursuant to any such action during the period preceding such review, reversal, or correction shall be deemed to be valid and effective in law until and unless Parliament otherwise enacts. Article 33. Remuneration. Provision shall be made by Act of Parliament for the payment out of the State Revenue Fund of remuneration and allowances for the President, as well as for the payment of pensions to former Presidents and, in the case of their deaths, to their surviving spouses. Article 34. Succession. 1. If the office of the President becomes vacant, or if the President is otherwise unable to fulfill the duties of the office, the following persons shall, in the order provided for in this subarticle, act as President for the unexpired portion of the President's term of office, or until the President is able to resume office, whichever is the earlier. A. The Vice President. B. The Prime Minister. C. The Deputy Prime Minister. And D. A person appointed by the President from the members of Cabinet in terms of Subarticle 2. Open bracket. Subarticle 1 is substituted by the Namibian Constitution 3rd Amendment Act 8 of 2014. Close bracket. 2. In the absence of the Vice President, Prime Minister, or Deputy Prime Minister, and if it is regarded as necessary or expedient that a person deputize for the President because of a temporary absence from the country or because of pressure of work, the President shall be entitled to appoint any other person enumerated in Subarticle 1 hereof to act in his or her stead in respect of such specific occasions or such specific matters and for such specific periods as in his or her discretion may be considered wise and expedient. Open bracket. Subarticle 2 is amended by the Namibian Constitution 3rd Amendment Act 8 of 2014. Not all of the changes are indicated by the amendment markings. Close bracket. This concludes Chapter 5 of the Namibian Constitution. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're interested, make sure to check out the channel for more videos like it. Make sure to like as well, share, and subscribe. See you in the next chapter.